I have nothing to share today that is gear focused or process focused in the video music world. I want to talk about my music release that's coming up on March 31st. I typically don't make a huge deal out of releasing music. When I do release music, it's just kind of out there, and really it's just music to fit underneath videos, but some of it I become extra proud of because I think it's to the point where it's good enough you can listen to it on its own instead of just underneath a video. So what I've been wanting to do for the last 2 years is to do a 4-song EP that includes 4 tracks with the theme of like the best way I've heard to understand reality, to understand how we are here on this earth right now as human beings. And these 4 terms I learned a couple of years ago, and it's ought, is, can, and will. And these 4 terms basically just tell us the story of humanity and help us make sense of how we are here, how we got here, and where to go from here. So the ought, which I did actually release ought last June or last May, and it's actually out there, but we are doing a remaster process. I'm doing a remaster process on it. Anyway, ought refers to what ought to be. When the whole world was created, it was this perfect unity and harmony. We were naked and unashamed. We walked with God seamlessly, ate fruit from the garden with not a fear, care, or shame in the world. But then something happened. We fell. Humanity descended deep into chaos, and systems and time and space and humanity, everything fell apart and got deeply, deeply corrupted. And this is what's known as is. We're living in a time of darkness and evil and brokenness. And no one denies this. This is all over the place. Just watch the news. You see a rape, a murder, evil from our government, from another government, terrorism, even stuff that's on the micro level, shame that keeps people in bondage, addiction that destroys lives, relationships that have been torn apart, divorce and families and abuse and child neglect. I mean, these things are rampant and they're all over the place. And we as humans have to live in that is, and it's deeply, deeply troubling to us. But the good news is there's a can. There is this can that lives quietly in the brokenness. There's goodness that lives in there. And, that's through Jesus and his grace on the cross. Because his death allows his kingdom to come live here right now, which creates and grows goodness out of the broken. And so that can refers to what can be possible. What good can happen right now, here on earth. And then there's this will, what will be at the end of all things, when we're dead, when all things have passed and we're back on this earth in perfection again, naked and unashamed, with no shame, tears, crying, anything, no fear, no regret, just perfect unity with us and our Father once again. Even better than what the ought was. So, all that to say, sorry for the quick sermon, but those ideas have proven very, very powerful in my life, and I wanted to articulate all 4 of those musically. And since I'm in the cinematic world doing the composing thing, I think that's the best style of music to kind of tell those stories. But I just really wanted to get this out there and give people a chance to just listen to this music and just consume it in a way that would affect them positively and help them to think about these things. That's why I'm making kind of a bigger deal of this release. I'm also collaborating on this release more than I have before, where I've got a friend of mine who came in and recorded incredible violin playing on a couple of these tracks. Another old college friend of mine who's designing the album art, also taking this into a studio here in town to do some analog summing of the track, and then some mastering things that are a little different as well with help from others. Collaboration is the key to success. That's what I've learned. When I create in a vacuum, it kind of comes out like a vacuum. So that comes out March 31st to all digital stores, including iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, and then it'll be on SoundCloud and Bandcamp, and then also obviously on Marmoset for licensing. So check that out. Friday, March 31st will be this big release. The title of it is The Beginning and the End. So that's basically all for today. I didn't have anything special to say, just wanted to share this. I'll give you a little sample of the music that I'm currently making on the outro, and I will see you next week.